Hello there. Okay, we're doing a test real quick.
The definition of we'll do it live.
We're doing a test.
So you can.
Okay, so we can hear it. All right.
Okay, by us on Instagram. There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Jinx.
How's it going?
Could you imagine if we did jinxes, Steven?
I was jinxed. I take the jinxing very seriously.
No, you don't. Like
I
you
don't.
refuse to participate in a jinx.
No,
in
because
our house.
it's like every word would
Jinx.
be jinx. Yeah.
Jinx. Yeah, like once the family gets going on a jinx, that's it for the day. But hi, welcome. It's
Yes, we got Kayla over here. Hey, hi.
hey,
Danny?
hi, how are you?
Carrie, Chad.
Carrie says we sound better than last week.
Nice.
Well, I think we've been
Yes.
taking vocal.
Well, we had a little
lessons.
mic drop. Remember at the very end? I had to make sure like I got everything set up again.
Oh, Chad right away with it. What are those on Steven's
You
feet?
see that? Look at that.
You would think that they're Crocs.
They're
but
not.
This man will go to any length possible to not wear a Croc. So much so that he has now invested in these quote unquote recovery shoes for runners.
They're
Tell
not
me I'm wrong,
Crocs.
but they're not Crocs. That's the whole.
And they have several colors. So they are the cane footwear, if you're inclined, recovery shoes. They're
I'm-
nice. I like them.
I'm happy for you. I think it's very silly that you just won't buy Crocs.
Katie, I did not. They came in like 2 hours after we got on the plane.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed.
Yeah. But that's okay because even like, so we'll get into it. So this is a
No,
little...
Chad. No, Danny. No Crocs. Now that I have these, I am not like.
Wait till you get a blister with those.
Well, we'll see.
Because that's what happened with the Vans. You got blisters. You bought Van Crocs.
But those were
Therese. I'm inclined to have a surplus of footwear.
Yeah,
The amount of shoes that you've purchased to not get Crocs. It's impressive.
yeah.
It's
I'm determined. That's why.
You are very
It
determined.
it started out as
Danny,
more of
watch
like
me send you some.
it started out as like like that's not my thing, and then it's like no, I'm gonna refuse to.
Yeah.
And now that it's been so long that it's just kind of like I'm gonna see if I can without.
So
Because there's plenty of like other shoes. Like there's like I mentioned it before, like the
yes,
foam
there
runners.
are.
No, like the foam type of shoes.
Oh yeah.
There's like tons and tons of them now.
Oh yeah.
Like so
So you're me 5 years ago. My mom would wear Crocs, but she would wear like the Crocs sandals. And it was back when Crocs like first came out. Because like it's now standard to wear Crocs, but when Crocs like first
Don't,
came
Danny.
out, they were like they weren't cool, but people still wore them. And now Crocs are kind of more, they're not cool, but they're more accepted, kind of like leggings are now pants, and it's fine. We've just gotten lazier as a society, essentially. But when they first came out, and then they started coming out with these sandals, my mom would wear the sandals, and she was like, "Sarah, just put your foot in this shoe. It is so comfortable."
the
Because
thing
I used
is,
to wear heels. And
even these like they're not as comfortable. Like they're comfortable, but they're not like I've worn your Crocs as like again
yeah,
not out, but I've worn your Crocs around the house.
private.
They're not comfortable. Like
But
they're just not
they're-
comfortable to me.
Yeah.
Like flip flops, I don't necessarily like the thong flip flops because
Right.
it goes between my toe. Like it's just like a sensory thing.
Yeah.
Like I wear some slides, but I wear slides with socks. I don't like the necessarily it straight on my foot.
Right. You
So-
don't like me seeing those toes for free.
No.
I know. I have to pay a price.
I
But what
don't know.
was-
I'm happy. I'm happy with my shoe right now.
All I'm saying
Um,
is I refused to even try on my mom's sandals,
Um,
and I was very adamant about it. And
Well, that was you.
Look at me now.
That's
but I
not
do
me.
not wear my Crocs out of the house.
That's not me. I'm gonna wear these out. Like I said, I'm
You wore them out already
no.
to drop
Oh
off.
yeah, I did.
See,
School drop off. No, I think it'll be a Disney. I think these will be my Disney shoes. So
Well, it was funny because you had been eyeing them. We had a whole catastrophe, disaster, kerfuffle. I don't know what you want to call it, snafu. Um, it
Oh, the
wasn't that
ordering
big.
it
We were like
or
trying to.
buying them. Yeah.
We tried to go to the store and buy them. They didn't have. They had them in your size, but they only had 2 left feet in your size in 2 different colors because it was a whole thing. Anyway, we didn't get them before our last Disney trip, where it absolutely poured every single day that we were there.
It would have been real useful.
So useful, but we were there with a bunch of travel agents from our agency, and 2 of them wore canes, and I was like, "Son of a, of course you're gonna wear these." And they're like, "Oh, they're amazing." I'm like, "Of course they are."
So
If you're in here, Meredith or Skylar, I'm so sorry for mocking you. It was more of the principle of it, but you got them. I'm happy for you.
I'm not comfortable in them as well, but have not tried the lined ones. The Crocs.
Ugh, I don't know that I could do a lined Croc. Like, I want the chewy ones, the Chewbacca ones, but ugh.
Like again, I think it would be like nice for like the first day,
Yeah.
but like slippers, it just gets too hot for my feet. And
Yeah,
then-
and you don't want like a clammy toes. That's what we call them in our house, clammy toes. Like, I don't want clammy toes.
yeah.
No. Mm-mm. Still on the no Croc gang. My Crocs are worn inside the house.
But okay,
And that's it.
so we're talking about Crocs, and I know this is like totally off. Like
Oh my god.
this is my mind just going,
Wait, where are you going with this?
just like totally off. Please, somebody tell, like, if you're a homeowner,
Oh my god.
please make me feel better that I'm not the only one cleaning out a dryer vent from a dryer is not the worst thing to do. Like, it is the absolute worst thing. I did that yesterday. I did like the honeydews around the house.
He said, "Thank you for that."
But cleared out the dryer vent, and the pipe from the pipe thing that you have to like
Yeah.
open up ripped because it's like this aluminum, a stretchy aluminum,
Aluminium foil.
and it's just like so, and like you get those like super
Like the
fine like
micro-
paper cut or whatever. It's just I hate it. Like I was so furious. I
Yeah.
was so furious, and I want to like anybody else, please like let me know that it sucks.
Danny says, "Are you using a leaf blower to blow out the exhaust?" I don't know that we could do that because the way
Because it goes up to the
Ours
top of the
goes-
roof.
and it makes no sense. Like, honestly, if they had
Well,
just
because
moved
it's
over,
the wall is not on an outside. Because typically it's on an outside wall. Ours has to go up.
but if they had just like turned it, like there is an exterior wall. It's just like a foot over.
Yeah.
It's so silly that they didn't do that. So it goes, instead of it going
Okay.
like
Thank you, Carrie.
a foot out over and like it's literally on an exterior wall, it goes straight up 2 stories out the roof.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
So
What do you mean you don't have them here? How do you don't have dryers? You don't have lint? What do
You
you
don't
not
have
have?
lint?
Hey, Executive Milk's in here. It's been a minute, man. Hope you're doing good. Yeah. I usually, so when I tackle, let's talk about thrilling things. Whenever I tackle dryer lint, I'm usually taking the
oh,
front.
that's kind of nice.
Oh,
The
that
dryer
is
lets
nice.
lets me know how blocked it is.
My jeans let me know because they don't dry, or towels. Plugging an overflowing toilet
Oh.
because your toddler uses too much toilet paper. The little trap. Yeah, we have the little trap too, but the trap doesn't catch everything. And so then there's this exhaust that goes out the back of it. And so what happens is if it doesn't catch it in there, it catches on the inside of the dryer. And then that also feeds to a hose at the back that then either goes straight out. It goes straight out of the house some way.
Yeah.
Ours goes all the way up the ceiling and out. So usually I clean the little lint trap and then I'll take the front of the dryer off and I like vacuum the inside of the dryer. But I
But,
don't like to do the back of it. Did
yeah.
you do that?
I did the back.
You didn't do the inside of it?
No.
That's a pain to do too,
Yeah.
but not as bad as doing the. I hate doing the vent. Sounds like a fire hazard.
It
Oh, it
is.
totally is. It almost. Yeah, it was our dryer that almost caught fire a few years ago. Remember that?
It could have. It didn't almost catch fire,
It
but
was
like it's like
scorched in there. There was a fire. It had caught fire. Our dryer caught fire.
But no, yeah, that lint, that's why they tell you to clean it out. And
Yeah.
this is going to be like, this is a lesson for everybody. Make sure you clean out your dryers of all that lint because they could cause a fire.
My hair is getting stuck under my arm.
But it's just basically like flint, like the what's the stuff called? Like when you start a fire, like the flammable stuff.
I know what you're talking about. It's not cotton candy, but I know what you're talking about. And it just goes like it just disappears. What do you mean it's so sunny here you don't use the dryer?
Oh, they do it outside. Like,
do your clothes smell bad? Tinder, that's what it is.
Yes.
Tinder.
Kindling
tinder. There you go. And I don't mean that like do your clothes smell, but like I've always wondered about.
My grandma used to dry her clothes on the clothesline.
On the clothesline, but like when we as people go outside and we've been outside for too long, we come in and we say like, "Oh, you smell like a puppy dog."
Because you're sweating.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So if you just leave your clothes out there, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you wash it; it's gonna be like the soap.
I mean, I know like the sun bleaches. The sun bleaches your clothes. So like if you have stains, because like when the kids were little and they would have blowouts, I would like leave the onesies outside, and the sun would like bleach the stain out.
I think the only difference that I noticed, like again, I'm comparing it to when my grandma would do it, was when it was like a good dry.
Yeah.
They were like more stiff. Like it wasn't like a soft, like a.
Because they're not being tumbled around when they're not moving.
Yeah.
They're just drying like this. Because same when we dry them on our rack inside. Yeah, they're crispy, crunchy almost.
I wouldn't say crunchy.
Not a crunch, but like a stiffness. Took the front panel off our dryer and there was a ton of lint inside around the motor. Yeah.
So you got to take care of it, Brent.
I think I'll have to get someone to do the pipe in the attic.
Yeah, it sucks, Carrie. Like again, my finger, like my thumb, is still like it feels like a paper cut. I can't find anything, but it just like feels like it's cut.
I hate that. It's like very. There's like especially when you can't see your injury, and those are the ones that like hurt the worst. So. I feel you. Well, thank you for doing that.
Yes.
I appreciate you very much.
I know we went on a super tangent, but.
Yeah, we went from Crocs to dryer lint. So if you're looking for thrilling live stream content this night, it's not here.
But how have you been?
Me?
Yeah.
We're
catching up. Let's catch up with everybody.
Okay. I've had a really good week. I've had a really, really good week.
Yeah.
We have not. Hi, my name is Sarah, and it's been 3 days since I last was on a plane. We've talked about it before. It's just a really busy season for us for travel. And right now we're in this weird state of, we've had a ton of trips. We've got one more trip between us and like a long stretch of being at home, which is nice, but it also feels like we're preparing for a wedding because I'm hosting Spooky Explorers Club with my friend Erin. And so there's just like a lot of little like logistics things that have to happen, plus my regular job. Like there's just a ton going on. So it's a lot.
I know one of the things that you keep kind of like, oh, I can't wait to like, that's like your hosting duties are done because then you can actually relax.
Yeah.
And that's like running straight into a HouseCon.
HouseCon. Yeah, but we don't have to do anything for HouseCon.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I don't know. We haven't talked about that. Hey, Jessica. We haven't talked about that at all, but like we're not doing anything for HouseCon. So we're truly just like showing up and enjoying it and shopping and watching panels and hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to going to an event that I'm not working. It's going to be very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be in Orlando for an extended period of time, but it'll be good. Spooky Explorers Club, I'm very excited about. It's something very different than what we've done with events that we've worked in the past. And so that's going to be, it's going to be interesting. I'm super excited for it. Part of it is going to the Halloween party, which I haven't done. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Again, I'm going to go off another little tangent. I know it's like,
you asked how I was.
Yeah. Well, no, because like you're
Are
saying
you
this,
me how
and I'm forgetting, or I'm remembering, the new Roosevelt's
I was literally about to say, hey,
I was
nice
like, that's
hat.
I'm gonna be wearing that all
Me too.
because it's all like
Totally.
Halloween, Star Wars.
Yeah, so they did a spooky Star Wars collection, and it's really good. It was
I got the hat.
the hat. I think is like, I love it. Show them your noggin.
I kind of wish it was glow in the dark though.
I know, me too. Did you know they have glow in the dark shirts though? The
Wait, Roosevelt does?
yeah, the Haunted Mansion one that Naomi
Oh
was
yeah,
wearing.
yeah.
But then there was also this other one I was looking at yesterday. It's called Fluorescent Fangs, and it's like the glow in the dark, like vampire teeth all over,
That's cool.
and they glow in the dark. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I guess
I wanted
Lucasfilm didn't want
It was sold
glow in the
out.
dark.
I know. The hat's really good.
But yeah, they have a couple good ones.
Ooh, what are the Halloween costumes going to be? So I'm the only one going to the Halloween party because I'm working, like we're doing kind of like some guided groups around the park. You elected to sit out. So we don't
I
have
got
like
the kids.
yeah, you've got the kids. We don't have a costume. I'm actually like, I bought a Haunted Mansion dress off of her universe. It's okay.
I think it's good.
It's fine. It's just like, it wasn't quite how
I think the thing is you're so used to like the space Star Wars, like that feel, because it's either like real elegant, real regal feeling, or like scoundrel. Like it's very costumed.
Yeah.
Whereas like this
I'm either
is
like Mon Mothma or Mom Moshma, and this is neither of those.
yeah. I think that's why. I think that's
Probably.
because you're just more of like you want more, but it's like it looks like the.
I am gonna bring my big Docs, my Doc
the
Martin
costumes.
boots. Yeah, it looks like it's like a little costume. It looks just like kind of not quite like the cast members, but it's a cute dress.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wear that. And then like I said, I'm not worrying about anything else after that. Like once I get done with Spooky Explorers Club, like I'm just gonna be spinning around, go to Mexico and get a margarita.
There you go.
Go back to Mexico and get a margarita. Carrie says, "Don't be surprised if I ask to take a picture. Please take pictures with us. We love that. I can't wait to see everybody."
Yes, I know. Like, again, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for HouseCon because it's just gonna be like a reunion. That's what it feels like. It's gonna be. So
that'll be great. Patrick says, "I got the MegaCon Haunted Mansion exclusive this year. Can't wait to wear it. Bust it out. It's already September. Why not?"
that's what we have ours, and I'm like, should I wear it now or should I wait? So
do it. Let's see. Jessica says her universe is hit or miss. I like the Jungle Cruise dress. We're doing Halloween on a princess cruise. Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, Patrick. So we're I'm starting to plan like the swag, or yes.
It's not a secret.
Okay.
We're doing.
I didn't know. I was like, I don't know if we were supposed to say anything.
We don't really talk about like whenever we do like gifts and swag and stuff. But yeah, we will be doing stuff again.
Sorry.
You're good. The Jessica, her universe. I ordered 3 things off her universe. I ordered that Haunted Mansion dress. I ordered these like Mickey Mouse pants, which I love. I love those pants so much. And then like a Star Wars jumper. A romper, which is cute.
Yeah.
I'll probably wear that one too. It's nice and easy breezy.
Comfortable.
Mm-hmm. I just started to watch Halcyon content. The closest I will ever get to going. It's going to be like really, I think, emotional the next couple of weeks. I mean, some fields already started it.
Yeah.
But we're coming up on 1 year of it closing. And then immediately after that is HouseCon. So it's just going to be like very intense emotions around that. But honestly, like I'm good. I'm real good. Like I'm excited to go to HouseCon to see people. And maybe I shouldn't like publicly admit this, but like I loved Star Cruiser for what it was, but it's gone. At this point, it's been closed for a year. Like we have not heard any rumblings of anything of it coming back. Like I've moved on.
To not give yourself false hope.
Yeah. Like I've accepted it. Like I've gone through all the phases of grief. Like I've accepted it. And now it's like, okay, what else is there in life for us to do? And that's what I'm focusing on. And it feels good. Maybe it's like this, like, I don't know, like a lightness to me.
That's good.
I think so. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, if you say so.
But it is, I mean, it's weird though, because like it's, I mean, it's not like a death, but it's when you've already like accepted that something is done and over, and then going back and like revisiting it, it's just like it's odd.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for all of the people that we've met from it, and I'm excited to see everybody. I'm excited to not work.
Oh, Jessica's not going?
Oh man, yesterday was your 1 year since your last. Oh, I saw your pictures that you posted. You know, that was the first time, Jessica, that I've ever like seen you, was your pictures from that voyage. And then Jessica's one of the agents at Carry On the Magic. And when you submitted your picture, I was like, that's not the same person. Because you like transform yourself with your costumes. Even on the Good Journey cruise this year.
Yeah.
Like every time I see, I'm like, who are you? Oh yeah. Like you look so
You need a
different
name
every time.
tag.
Yeah.
Let me see what else.
So we were out of town.
Yeah.
Recently. So we did a live stream last week instead of doing an episode because we've been traveling a lot, and so we didn't really have time to like put together a decent episode. So we did a live stream. Today is our regular live stream. But we don't have a last episode to talk about because we already talked about it.
Yeah.
But what we do have is a new trip that we went on. And so if you saw the thumbnail, it's not really telling of anything, but it's me and you in front of the New York City skyline.
Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
weekend.
Roosevelt's, they had a what is it? The
Celebration of life.
celebration of life for Steve, one of the founders of Roosevelt's, and it was cool. It was cool just to like, and it was like a lot of the insiders, Roosevelt's insiders, went up there.
I think it was like 350 plus insiders that were there. So if you've seen like Steven and I wear the shirts and the hats and all of the stuff, but it's a clothing company, but they have this really beautiful community that they've built that lives in this Facebook group called Roosevelt Insiders. And they do regular meetups like around conventions or sometimes just randomly like in a city, or like Friday night, a bunch of them that are local to Orlando or were in Orlando all went to the Halloween party together at Disney. But they had this big one for Steve, and I think this was probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
It was massive, and so it was really cool to get to meet other insiders and to get to see like our friends from headquarters.
Yeah.
But it was a lot. I did not expect it to be that many people. Did you?
Yeah. I mean, I think by the time we got there, though, I think it was it was less. I was expecting more, but I think the crazy thing is there's like almost a thought of I'm gonna see the same shirt, and yeah, there was like if it was like this one of the Steve specials or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's so many different shirts.
Oh,
So many different designs that you think that there's gonna be repeats, but there's not, because they're just kind of like, oh man, I've never seen that one. Oh wait, look at that one.
Well, there were people changing shirts.
Yeah.
Like having.
Well, because they were like
wardrobe
taking their pictures, like the different like the groups or whatever.
changes.
But yeah, I mean, I think just the whole insiders thing is just like a really cool, like, what I would think that I would want to aspire to. Like they're doing the shirt thing, but there's just like this, strong community of people that are like behind it.
Well, yes, and they, like, some of the insiders flew in. A lot of insiders flew in from out of town to go to this. Like we did, we flew specifically just to go to that. But people that flew in that maybe didn't get a hotel anywhere, like just crashed with other insiders that were local. There were some people like Pizza Beard Party. He flew in that morning and then flew back home that evening.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
like,
and it was hot out there. Like surprisingly, like it felt fine for us.
Yeah,
it was a little toasty for like the first hour or so.
I thought the weather was fantastic
For
compared
like
to
the
our.
first hour or two that we were out there, it was a little
I wish,
intense.
Katie.
Yeah, so one of the things that they did is they had you bought a ticket to it, and then you could redeem for a special shirt that they were making for Steve. And then it came with drink tickets, and then it came with like raffle tickets. And there was some other ticket, and I don't know what that was for. Is that for the shirt maybe? I don't know. You handled all that. But they had raffle tickets, and so they raffled off these like stuffed
like
these
if you
plushes.
remember those in the 90s, those wrestle stuffed toys, like they were like the WWF or now E, but they were just like wrestle buddies, and
Oh, I didn't know that's what it was.
yeah, so that's what they were, and they made one like in the likeness of Steve,
Yeah,
which is like super cool.
So they had some big ones,
like the
and then
actual
they had
size.
and then they had like smaller ones that people were like putting in their pockets. But they raffled off a bunch of those, which was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was wild. Like the community, like it was such a beautiful like show of support for the company. So I didn't know it until I think the night before, but we flew in on Friday, and there was a beer swap that night on Friday night. And we didn't learn about it until like last minute, but it was at a brewery, and I didn't even know it was a beer swap. We just kind of rolled up like as it was ending, but even then we showed up as it was ending, and there was still 30 or 40 people there. And it was like 2 hours after the posted like end time of this event. And so we went for just a little bit to go say hi to everybody. But then, yeah, the next day we showed up. There's hundreds and hundreds of people there.
And that was a pretty cool shirt too, because it was like a Hops Ninja Turtle. Like I don't remember what it was called, but it was like this pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it was Departed Souls Brewery.
But it was like the hops had like different bandana colors again, so it kind of looked like Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But one of those shirts, it was like the last shirt.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know remember what the significance of it was.
I think that shirt is actually from years ago. I don't think it was people that got it that night before. And the owner of the brewery had that shirt sitting in his drawer for years. And he was like, well, I don't know what to do with it. And it was like a super limited edition one that they did. And so they auctioned it.
Yeah.
They auctioned it off.
And that thing went for like $6,000.
$6,000.
Yeah.
And it all went to the scholarship fund that they set up in Steve's name to Seton Hall, which
that was
incredible.
Nuts.
Incredible. And we just happened to be like
we
there when it happened. It was like right after the group photo.
But it was like the number shot up. Like it was like big dogs only.
They started at like $100. And I was like,
they started at 300.
Was it 300?
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe we put like 500. Like we could do 500. And then it went from like 300 to like 1,000. I was like,
yeah, because it was like
we had
just
to
boom, boom, boom.
the flight
and I was
home.
like, holy crap.
Yeah. It was intense. But it was cool to see. So we did that, and then we had the kids with us, so we had to feed the children, and so we went and ate. And then there was like an after party at another bar. And we went over there, and there was well over 100 people.
I think the thing that's cool, and again, this is people up north, New York is going to say like, of course, but it's so walkable. Yeah. So walkable compared to like here. Now it sucks like trying to drive over there as opposed to here, but everything over there, like if you could walk it, everything's walkable,
which was so nice. Yeah, we don't do that here, because that's what happened Friday night. Is we had gone out to dinner, so we parked at a parking garage. We had to walk a few blocks to go to dinner, and then we checked in with Roosevelt's, and they're like, "Yeah, we're still here at the brewery. Like, stop by." We're like, "Okay," and just walked over.
Yeah,
it was no big deal. Same with everything. We parked one place in the morning, and we went to all around, just bebopped around. But yeah, driving over there, that's not for me. We were gonna go. Naomi and I were gonna go get bagels one morning, and she was like, "Okay, I'll drive over there, but the parking is terrible, and there's usually a line. And so what I'll do is I'll drive, I'll double park, I'll go get in line, and then you just sit in the car and like drive around the block if you need to." And I was like, "I don't want to drive here. Like, I'm scared to just just to go around the block. But good news, bagels were delivered. We had an option for delivery, and those were really good bagels.
That's good.
You had the bagel.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
a good
good.
bagel.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we spent the weekend on the boat, which was nice. So we got to do that with the Roosevelt's crew. That was all day Saturday. And then Sunday, we were just kind of lazy. I was lazy. You ran
Yeah.
10.5 miles.
Well, because I'm prepping, man. I'm prepping.
Jessica, I literally cried when I had to drive a former boss's car 3 blocks several years ago. That's how I would be. Like, well, so we fly into LaGuardia. We are Southwest babies. We love Southwest for now.
For now.
We love Southwest. And so we fly, our options are LaGuardia and Long Island. So we will fly into LaGuardia, but to go from LaGuardia to Jersey City it's a trek.
Dude.
Our flight was
Well, that one is because we also came in at like rush hour traffic.
yeah.
So
we landed at like 3:30 in the afternoon. It was like a 3-hour flight. We landed at 3:30 in the afternoon. The Lyft drive was only meant to be an hour.
it was like 2 hours. It was like it felt
It was
just as
2
long
hours.
as our flight.
Yeah. And it was very pricey because it was rush hour. And I remember you were texting me and you're like, how much would it have been to get a rental car? I'm like, well, we can't do anything about it. Like, we're on the freeway. Like, we can't do anything about it. We're stuck in traffic. We can't say, like, pull over.
Let me out.
But I was looking it up and I was like, it would have been just as expensive to rent a car. But I'm like, you want to drive in this? Like, absolutely not.
It was a long ride, man. Like I was done.
So you were sitting in the front with the driver. I was in the back with the kids. There was a group chat between you, me, and our son. And you were like, I'm gonna have to. He's like, this guy's like, you were texting us. You're like, this guy's like family now. We should get his address and send him a Christmas card. And then, like, you and our son were going back and forth. Like, he was like, I should have packed my winter coat. This car ride is so long, it's gonna be winter by the time we get there. You're like, I should have packed my casket. We live 10 minutes from LaGuardia. It's a slog to fly out of JFK, let alone Newark from Astoria. I love LaGuardia though. I know, like, it just got redone, and so it apparently wasn't so great before. But
Oh, speaking of that, if you guys do not have like it's Chase Reserve.
Chase Sapphire Reserve.
You
You
need,
have to have
like,
reserve, not preferred. And if you want to sign up for it, let me know so I can send you a referral link.
But man, that club over there is
Ooh,
nice.
that is a nice lounge.
They just just redid it, and then
No, it just opened. It's brand new.
well, but what was it?
She was saying it opened in January.
But it's like one of their flagship.
Yeah.
So they're gonna start being hopefully like that around everywhere else.
I hope so. I hope they redo the club at MCO.
But yeah, like if you have a credit card, make sure you check like if they have club access and stuff like that if you travel, because that was nice.
That was really nice.
It was nice being able to like relax there.
Yeah. Let's talk about our credit card and our travel benefits. We do have a really good credit
again, like
card,
it was
though.
like that was where it just felt like so like we were reaping benefits, not just like, oh, it's a card to charge.
No, I do like our card because we do get good points, and like we put everything on our card and then pay it off. So we get good points off of it, so we're able to use them. But like we've gotten our TSA pre-check for free, which every time I get to go in the TSA pre-check line, I am just so grateful that we have it. Even if the regular security line is short, not having to take my shoes off and take everything out of my bag is just like, that's the most stressful part of flying.
But that's still stressful. Like even with the pre-check, like there's always, I'm always telling you, like there's like one line for pre-check as opposed to like the regular line where there's 5-6 people.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh my gosh, like.
But once you get
and then they still want to like look here, and they kind of look you up and down. You're like, oh shit, like what did I do something? Have I broken some law? And like it's just like stressful. And then you still have to go through it, even though you're not like having to get fully undressed, but like it's
You're
still
fully undressed.
it's still stressful.
But we had possibly the best thing that could ever happen to you in a security line happen last week in Orlando. Do you remember what that was?
Oh,
So as our family of 4, we're going through the security line. We're coming back home. So we're going through the security line. We had checked bags, but we had our backpacks. Each one of us had our backpacks. Like I have my purse. We have the stroller. We have to like fold thankfully the stroller like folds up and fits on the belt and everything. And so we have it down to a science. Like we know what order to walk through. We know everybody knows like what they need to take off of them and put on the thing. Like we're trained.
yeah.
Like we're good. And I know it because we do the same thing. Whenever we see another family with like a stroller and a bunch of bags and you're behind them in the line, you're like, oh God, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. And we had a businessman behind us.
A busy businessman. Suited up, everything.
Suitcase, everything, right? Like super efficient, like carry on, everything. And so we go and we load up, we go through security, all of our stuff comes out. We make sure we know, don't crowd the front of the thing. There's other people that are coming. And so we wait our turn, like we grab all of our stuff, pop the stroller out, daughter gets in it, we all put our backpacks on and we go. Like we were efficient. We were on point.
Yeah.
And the man stops us, the busy businessman. He's so busy. And he stops us and he goes, I just have to tell you, you guys know what you're doing when it comes to security. He's like, I've never seen a family like this. And we were just like,
it's a huge compliment. It's a
biggest compliment. Like that's all you want is to be told that you're efficient at going through TSA security. Like we peaked.
That was it
that day. That was it. We'll never get higher than that unless they start giving out awards, which one day. I hope they put that. I would love for them. Like, I should have been like, did you hear that compliment? Can you put that on my TSA pre-check? So going forward, you guys know how good we are at this.
If only.
If only.
Chad, JFK is the worst. I hate it.
That is the main airport from Australia. It's your Australian accent, the main airport. So I have to go there every time.
Ugh.
I don't think I've ever flown out of JFK. I can't recall. I went to JFK, or I went to New York as a teenager, but I don't remember anything from that. And then I think we flew into LaGuardia the very first time we went a million years ago.
Mm-hmm. No, Katie, I have not started. Girl, I'm not worrying about Halloween right now. I'm just trying to get through the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Oh my gosh. We still need to finish.
The last one. Or the last 2.
We have 2?
And then the Hobbs and Shaw one. We still got a lot, so.
We're just going to keep talking over each other. We have 3 more?
Yeah.
But we're on the Fate of the Furious. That's 9. Oh, there's 10.
Yeah, there's 10.
And Hobbs and Shaw. Family. He doesn't say family as much as I thought he was going to say.
He does, though. A lot of it's because of family, though.
It is because of family.
So.
And then 8. Tried to tear that family apart. Cypher. Was it 8? It was 8.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Rebuilding the Galaxy.
Okay, we can pivot to that very abruptly.
Movie.
It's not a movie. It's a show. We debated. Oh my God.
It is like a show.
We debated this because I was like.
But it's like 4 parts. So it's like they could have just put it all together.
But you and I were like, I was like, no, I think it's a show, man. And you're like, no, it's a movie. And like we just kept going back and forth. And then we watched it. So it came out Friday.
So wait, we got to see, because we got to ask somebody that went to the premiere. Did they show all 4 episodes, like back to back? Then it's a movie that they split up into a series.
Is it though? Because with Agatha All Along, they did.
And that's a show.
They showed 2 episodes. They didn't show the whole thing.
Yeah, but they didn't show the whole thing.
Would kids sit for that long?
And again,
I mean, there's tons of kids movies out there. Did I sit for that long? Spoiler alert.
No.
I fell asleep in the first episode. So it was it? I don't remember if it was. It couldn't have been the night of the Roosevelt's meetup. I think it was the last night we were there. We finally sat down and started watching it. Oh, maybe
no.
it was.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. Anyway, one of the nights that we were there, we watched it, or we put it on, and I like instantly.
Now the only thing that
they showed all of it.
Yeah, see, it was like it's a movie that they split up. The only thing I didn't like, or that I was like more like here's my notes, is they had it rebuilding the galaxy, and I kind of called it at the very beginning.
Yeah,
where it was like it all broke apart. I thought he was gonna go and
spoilers. We're talking spoilers now.
Okay.
Well,
there's not canon, so well maybe it is.
Isn't it?
Yeah. But I thought they were gonna go and basically like fix, like undo what was done.
Rebuild the galaxy one planet at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that's what they were gonna do.
Yeah,
so
because when you called it out, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. That's perfect.
But for them to be like, nope, that whole canon is done, and this is the new canon.
What are you, Marvel? Like,
But
I couldn't wrap my head around that. That can't be canon. Can it?
What I mean, it's
Canon it?
Yeah, it can.
And then I don't know. I was very meh on the whole series.
I thought it was cute.
It was cute.
I think it was like it's like that joke. Like if it's like a joke, right?
Like
and
Robot Chicken.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if it was the clones, but they were Akbar?
Yeah. It was cute. I mean, it was cute. I enjoyed watching it. I don't think I would sit there and watch it again. But it was fine. And I think that's one of the things is, especially right now in the Star Wars fandom where everybody's like so divided, and it's like you either have to love everything that Star Wars puts out or you just have to hate it because you've dug your foot in and like this is your stance on things. You don't. Like,
yeah.
We watched it and I was like, yeah, that's fine. That was it. I just thought it was fine. I was very upset though because when we went to Rebel ScumCon and Ahmed Best was there, he was like, "Yeah, the Dark Falcon, that's my ship. I pilot that ship."
That too. I was like, it wasn't his ship.
You lied to us. You're an actor and you lied.
The ship was really cool. Like,
yeah, it was
cool. The ship was cool. Yeah. Again, there was like, there was some things I didn't like. One of the. She was the one, like, she was bad.
Rose?
Not Rose. Oh, no. Was it? She was good. I don't know. It was just like, one of them was like, are they supposed to be bad or are they supposed to be good?
Oh.
Type of thing.
Yeah. Dark Nubs. That was cute. Lots of little funny jokes. I mean, there were some funny things. Like it was enjoyable. It was a Lego thing. But it was
nothing to get to me. Nothing to get serious about. It was just
no, not at all.
A nice like little bit of Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars in a different way.
Speaking of Star Wars in a different way,
tell me.
I started playing Outlaws.
Outlaws. Tell me how much you love it.
I'm starting to like it more.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm looking at it from the perspective of a gamer, and I was playing.
Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, I was playing that, and that game is like, it feels like nice to play, like the.
But in what way? Explain it to like a non.
When you, the controls feel like, there's like this flow about it when you're dodging or you're attacking or you're like going on an adventure. Even though it's more difficult, there's not a map. You don't feel obliged to keep looking at the map. You're more looking at the landscape. like this game, I feel like I'm constantly going into the menus to go to the map because
Yeah, you are in the menus a lot. I feel like
I'm
every time I look up.
because I like, okay, where do I need to go? And they have like navigation, like just like the UI could be tweaked. Um, the gameplay, it's like a sneak game, and it's fine if they give you like Spider-Man, like it was kind of you could do like Spider-Man and Batman was another type of game where like you could kind of plan out your attacks. So you could sneak around, you could, you know, pick off a couple guys and okay, I'm gonna fight the last two.
Mm.
And it gave you that variation. Whereas this one, it doesn't at this point. I think it's starting to get better because my skills are getting better. Not my skills, but like the game, like you unlock stuff.
Right.
So it's allowing you to do more stuff, and maybe that's what the thing was. Is I was trying to do stuff that
Was beyond
what my character could.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I was having to repeat because I was like getting caught, or and they don't give you like a lot of help. Like it was just like getting frustrating in that sense, where I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, am I supposed to brute force it, or am I supposed to be super sneaky? Do I have an option, or do I have to do it sneaky type of thing?
So I watched. We were chilling on the couch last night, and you're like, "Hey, I need help. Look up this mission or whatever it was, quest." And I'm like trying to read it to you, and I was like, "How are you supposed to know to do this?" And it was like, "Go sit on a bench outside of this place and eavesdrop on a conversation that people are having, and then you'll learn where to go, and then you go there." And then you eavesdrop on another conversation. I was like, how do you know to eavesdrop on these people's conversations?
Well, no, and on that part's not. And that's what I was telling you. I'd already done that, and it when you're going through it, there's like triggers that okay, you're listening to someone, or like there's a point where
like they talk.
it triggers.
Louder.
So like that part wasn't the confusing part. It was just like, and it could be just more of a bug, but it didn't tell me, and they don't tell you like if you're looking for a treasure thing, it doesn't tell you exactly where it's at. It'll tell you the vicinity, but this one wasn't giving me any kind of indicator. So it's kind of like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go now.
Yeah. But we figured it out.
Yeah.
But there was another one where it was like you had to go find a merchant in the marketplace, and they would tell you the password to then go talk to this other merchant who would then go do a deal with you.
That was a bug.
That was a bug because like you finally found where it was, and you like lean against the bar, and then it gets like super quiet, and then that was it. And it was like it wasn't there. Like you were supposed to hear somebody say something, but they also didn't have subtitles on it, which I thought was strange.
They do.
Not when
because
the password
because there was no person
there.
there.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
We were talking about Outlaws. You want to talk about the PS?
No. Chad.
I couldn't get into Outlaws. I played it once and haven't gone back yet. That's kind of how you felt like in the beginning. You were like, I don't know about this game.
So the control, and Jessica says the controls are why I had a hard time with Fallen Order. Been like Boulder Gates.
Been living in Baldur's Gate 3, but taking a break till patch 7 hits PS5.
Yeah, so and that's the thing. So Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order. Again, I there was this and again it's more brute force. So you're just going in there and you're more trying to figure out combos. Whereas this is not like a combo. It's not a fighting game. It's not like a brute force type of game. It's more of like
it feels like puzzles too. Like there's more puzzles
there's
to it.
Well, but they have puzzles in Fallen Order. Like those right now those puzzles are more fun.
In Fallen Order.
Yeah. Oh. I think the thing that I've liked the most in this is the sabacc, and I've been playing a lot of that.
Are you meant to do that, or is it just something you?
It's like a side thing. You could.
Okay. You play that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Galen.
But yeah, Boulder's Gate is like another one of those like you really control the story because it's more like story driven. So you like create your characters and.
So it's not open world.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
you
I mean,
like
it's
open
like
world.
completely open world,
Oh,
like
okay.
super, super. I think there's
Like World of Warcraft.
even more.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like where you talk to certain people, and it like whatever your allegiance is to that or whatever.
Mm.
That
Huh.
like it's like super in depth.
Speaking of video games, when are we gonna pick up Overcooked again, Steven? I don't love video games, but would love to try some of these Star Wars games, which is easiest for someone who doesn't play video games.
I would suggest something like if you want it to be Star Wars themed, like Lego Star Wars.
Oh, I do like Lego Star Wars.
That's like it doesn't. It's not a difficult game, and
No.
if you die, it's not like
If you die, you die.
it's not horrible. You just break apart and you go back in there. But that one's a fun one, and then you get to actually play through all the Star Wars stories.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a great recommendation.
Yeah.
I agree. As somebody who doesn't play a lot of video games, like I enjoyed when we played that one.
yeah, see, it's
The
like
Dungeon and Dragons, the video game. Oh. Sorry, but I'll have to pass. I like the idea of Dungeons and Dragons. It just feels like such a time commitment. We've talked about this. Like I can't.
yeah. I mean, and I think that's what that like Baldur's Gate is like it's just a
Like if I'm going to get into something like that, like it's going to consume my entire life, and now we have humans that like depend on us. Cuz like I fell in
so
deep with Diablo. We've told our Warcraft story.
I don't know. Do you remember when your brother was like because he plays a lot of board games?
Mm.
Jessica, you might find this very interesting. There was like it was like a zombicide type of game.
Yeah. It was a
And
Dungeons and Dragons.
it was semi Dungeons and Dragons. And the thing is, and if you've played Zombicide, it's like a board game, but you have your characters and then they have like certain stats. But this one, you would take your real life stats. Like you would take like if you whatever your profession is, it give it and like it had like this player guide. But if you were an author, it would have like certain stats for something. And if you worked out, it would give you extra strength stats. And if you played a sport, it would give you weapon skills or something like that. So it had like a bunch of stats that you would basically input yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's all paper and paper and pen type of you could
You're
bump
just
it
saying
up.
all these things, and I'm like, I don't do any of those. Like, what skills would I
But see,
have?
but
I remember playing it.
Yeah, but it was like that. So like you had nothing. So then you're like you had a big bag or something. You had a big purse. So you have like a bigger, you could hold more items type of thing. It was like something like that. But it was like you would put your own character in there.
Here's what I remember. I remember putting a ton of effort into like preparing to play the game, and I think it was just you, me, and my brother that played it. And he was the game master or whatever it was. And I remember it started at our hospital. Remember, like our local hospital, and then we escaped, and like it was Dungeons and Dragons-y, and I was like, I don't know about this, but we did it anyway. All this prep, and then I think we played for like an hour or two, and that was like never again. Like, how does a costume designer survive the zombie apocalypse?
See, you could make your own zombie costume to be disguised.
There you go. That's why you're the creative one. I like that you're like, oh, with your skill set, you would just have a big purse.
Well, you could come up with ideas.
I don't have ideas.
Escape plans. You're the smart one.
I'm the planner.
There you go. See?
That's it. That's all I've got.
I think that's the hard part is like really thinking like what you bring to the table.
I guess. I don't know.
I'd have to ask him what game it was.
It was fun. I do remember it being fun, but I also remember being like, oh man, this is out of my depths. Brian and Travis. Welcome.
Yes.
Come hang out with about this for a little bit.
We're chatting about board games and video games.
We've been bouncing all over the place. We're talking about Crocs versus not Crocs and where everybody stands on that. So we are going back to Orlando, and I really was considering, and I might still do it, buying the shoe covers where it's like a poncho for your shoe.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, it has a sole on it, and it slips over your existing shoe, and then it's got like a little
zipper.
No, not a zipper, like a bungee cord that you can like tighten. Kind of like a hoodie. It's got like the hoodie thing.
Oh, okay.
Like that, or like a drawstring bag. No, but it's got the thingy.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
I'm saying okay.
It's supposed to be good, but I was like, well, maybe I'll buy that because I don't want to wear my Crocs. I don't want to wear. I don't like having like wet feet in a shoe. We talked about this.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the weather is better in Orlando this trip. The thingy with the thingy. That's how Steven and I communicate probably 90% of the time. We're like,
and then I get frustrated.
And if I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Got those last time for Orlando. But luckily it never rained. That's always nice. I think
it's better to be, it's like a, better be prepared than, or what is it? Better to not need it.
No, what it
have it not need it than to need it and not have it.
It's a failure to plan is a plan to fail.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Right? It's a nice little.
That's like my favorite quote.
Efficiency.
No. Champagne for my real friends and real pain for my sham friends.
That has nothing to do with.
This is like the
wordplay of it.
The wordplay of it.
I guess, yeah. Did you get incepted because we were listening to Fall Out Boy today?
Yeah.
I incepted you. I was like, we're going back old school from under the cork tree days. We've listened to today's hits, and I feel like we listen to the same 3 songs over and over.
Yeah.
Because we skip through the songs we don't like, so it's just the same. Just throwing it back. Missing Mosh Isley because it's been, a whole 3 weeks.
I know.
And who knows when the next one will be. No beans are being spilled here.
There's no beans to spill.
Shh, don't tell them we have no beans. Danny would appreciate that. What, the champagne for my real friends? One day you're going to give this like epic toast.
And then have like an enemy there.
Yeah.
Where I have like Leo type of.
Yeah. Not that
pose.
Leo. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. I don't know. Do we know a Leo?
The Leo I talked to today.
Oh.
My boss. Don't invite my boss to your epic toast.
I'm going to say real pain for my sham friends.
Any pun. We love a good pun. It's dad joke humor.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So we've got travel done, or mostly done. And then we're just kind of coasting until Good Journey.
Yeah.
Tokyo. Let's talk Tokyo. That's like a big, scary trip to plan. Even like as me as a travel agent. I forgot what the second word was. I was going to say advisor. I think a lot of people say advisor because they feel icky about travel agent.
It's like
I am what I am. I'm a travel agent. I am an agent of travel.
Yeah, who else is going?
And tell us what you're going to do. Because
only tell us the fun stuff.
Yeah, don't tell us boring things, please.
But,
no, I need to know the boring things.
But we were watching a video earlier, and like it was real cute, but there was just like eating.
All they did was eat.
And I was like, I mean, I like food, but
not that much, though. So it was like they woke up, they went to Starbucks.
Okay, coffee.
Then they went back to the hotel and they had breakfast. Then they went to a bakery. Then they went to lunch. And this was all like by midday.
But the thing is like they weren't like food.
They weren't foodies.
Yeah, it was like they were showing off things, like very cinematic, like photography
like
type.
Cinematic vlog. But yeah, I was like, first of all, I don't even know. I don't like seafood. I don't like a lot of like exotic
That's the part that I'm worried for you and the kids, because I think you guys are not as adventurous.
No.
So
We had red lentil pasta for dinner, and that was a huge stretch for us as a family. And it was red lentil pasta and what was it? Sun-dried tomato pesto. And the family could not hang.
no, the great thing is our youngest, she ate it and she was like, I don't like that. Never make that again. And I'm like, okay, we will never make it again.
We made it an
And
adventure.
she voiced her opinion.
She did. She said, you can eat that, but going forward, please make my noodles. Like, she was very clear. She wasn't like, she didn't say nobody in the house can ever have these noodles. And they were fine. They were weird. Like,
It was just more like it felt more al dente.
they weren't as gummy as like a egg noodle. But they were fine. And you know why we had red lentil pasta? Protein.
I need my protein.
Always protein. Not a ton planned yet. Because they drive on the left side of the road, I'm going to hire a car and go to Mount Fuji. Jessica says, I'd love to go to Nara Park and see the deer. I don't know about that one. So what we are looking at for our planning is in 2 camps. It is anime and Disney and like temples.
Well, because I mean that's what's there.
There's got to be more than just those 2 things.
No, well,
though.
there is more things, but I think those are like the things that I want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like the Mount Fuji,
Mount
and
Fuji.
like the.
I don't know that we're going to take a trip from it. Like, I don't think that we're going to spend a day going to Mount Fuji. I think we'll probably just take the train past it and say, that's nice. Driving on the left side of the road. You have to get, so I know, don't you have to get like a international driver's license
If you're going to drive
there? So even if you're going to do that Mario Kart in Tokyo, Chad, you have to have a international driver's license.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know about you in Australia, but maybe for the Americans, they make you do it. Lost Princess Adventure says, I'm also not an adventurous eater, so I'm a bit worried about eating. Yeah.
I think it's going to be like 7-Eleven. Like a lot of
7-Eleven. But that's the other thing is like we're going to be in Japan. Like I'm going to want to be adventurous, but I also know that I'm not going to want to be adventurous. It's
I like how
us
you're
going
like, I'm going to lose so much weight because I'm not going to eat.
I was like, how many protein bars can we pack? Can we pack protein bars? I would like to know all of these things. And then I feel like we're freaking out about the thing. But we need to plan the trip.
Yeah.
Like we actually need to sit down and like, okay, these days we're going to be in this city. We're going to do these things and like come up with the frameworks. Here's how I want to do it. I want to have like must-dos for every day. And then like nice to do like filler activities that we can do like any of the days. So it's like, okay, well, we happen to be over here. Here's a fun bakery or a cat cafe or like this or that or the other thing to do. So that way, once we do those 2 things, we're not just like standing around like, well, now what do we do? You know?
Yeah.
That's my fear. And I think you're just like, let's just stick to 2 things a day.
I just, my thinking is kind of the same thing with like going to Disney. Like when you fill the day, like, yes, you're going to be able to accomplish a lot, but will you enjoy it? And that's my thing is like, I want to enjoy it because like, this is something I have wanted to do. So I want to make sure like I go and not overcram it with like, yes, I got to see everything, but did I get to actually see everything?
I agree with that. And I don't want to do that. It's just like going to Disney and not planning out a whole bunch of things to do in one day is fine because you're still in Disney and there's plenty of things to do. But when you're in a foreign country and you don't know the local language and like it's not like you can just walk in anywhere and they'll be happy to see you. Like you don't know if you're walking into like a cat cafe or like a chiropractor, right? Like at Disney, anywhere you walk in like is meant for guests to go. Yeah. So this is just like, I just need to make sure that we have enough to fill the day. And if we don't want to do it, we just go back to the hotel and just chill and then go eat at 7-Eleven. Right. But like we have options.
Yeah.
Because I know I've planned trips before where we've shown up and you're like, all right, what'd you have planned? And I'm like, we already did it. What do you mean? We already did it. What do you want to, I don't know what you want to do. Like when we went to Austin, remember? We were just kind of like, is this it? We're going to spend 4 hours shopping here? It was like, we're not shoppers. We don't do that. Excited for the Disney parks, especially Fantasy Springs. I'm excited for that. I'm excited. I'm also very nervous about
trying to get
like packages, because there's special packages that you can get that can get you.
I think it's the hard part is because there's probably going to be a lot of people going at the same time.
Yeah.
So and not like that it's the busy season, but because Celebration's there, people are probably going to do the same thing as us. We're like, all right, we're making our trip out here. Let's do a Disney trip.
Let's do a Disney trip. It's a little hard for us because we are so ingrained in like the Star Wars community that it feels like so many people that we know are going. So it feels like a lot of people are going, but
I think it's gonna be
could be a small group of people, like in the larger scale of people that go to Disney.
It's
Tokyo Disney.
I think it will. What is it? It'll Disney having it in Japan will be. It's not like
they were doing.
They're not like it's gonna be a small little get together type of thing.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like in the grand scheme of things for Tokyo Disney, is the influx of people coming in for Celebration that big of an influx from their normal group?
I would say so.
That's like when Celebration was in Anaheim, the parks were crazy crowded because of how many people were there, and it was like walking distance. Will we see that with the Tokyo parks, or will it not be as big of an impact? That's my question. I'm not asking you very well, but I know in my head I'm saying it flawlessly.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be filled to the brim. So
we're just going to be among a sea of tourists.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that trip. Because again, we're not working.
Yeah.
We're just going and vacationing. Even booking Disney hotels looks complicated. Yeah, you have to it's at like a certain time of
and
day.
I am going to I'm already calling BS on.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm this is my grinds my gears. But it is not cheap to go to Japan.
No.
Like I have not seen where I'm like, oh, this is so much cheaper. So I'm holding my tongue until after, but there's you scroll through Instagram and everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's $50. It's it's $2 to go to here, and it's like it costs you $1,000. $1,200 to fly there, finding a hotel, and again finding like a family hotel. You're not a single person.
Yeah.
So staying in a hostel. So I don't know. Right now I'm like, yes.
But we're still excited.
I'm excited. Again, I'm excited because I've always wanted to go, but it's when you're faced with the realities of like logistics and paying for it.
Jinx. Oh my gosh. You stick to the jinx. Commit to the bit. You know how many times I got frozen earlier during bath time? Freeze. It's like, let me rinse your hair. I do like that you get complimentary PJs at the Disney hotels. I think a lot of hotels over there will give you like PJs and toiletries, like everything, like even like skincare and hair care stuff. And
okay, then don't get in a cab and say hubba hubba.
They will speed. I don't think I would have ever thought to get in a cab and do that. Yeah, that one will be interesting. I think it'll come at a good time too, because we're gonna have the Good Journey cruise, which is gonna be it's work for us, but it's a lot of fun. But then to roll from that, where it is a lot of like planning and things that we need to do, into just go to Tokyo. Let's just go have a good time. Let's go explore.
Yeah.
And you're going to have the marathon next year as well.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that? You checked in with me. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm preparing for a marathon, running, and like it's I'm doing it. I think it's to the point right now where it's like it's very arduous. Where like, okay, I gotta train, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, getting prepared for it, and it's not to the fun part.
What's the fun part?
I don't know. I'm hoping that there's some fun part there, but yeah, it just very like, I gotta go run again.
I definitely noticed a shift in your training from before you had, like, before we were able to get you into the marathon and after. Because as soon as, like, it was like, okay, we got in, we got a spot in the marathon, you were like, oh, now it's happening. Now I actually have to, like, do something.
I think it's more, it's mental. It's a very mental thing. Like, just running in general is very, very mental. And this is something that's always been with me of like here's an idea that's great, now execute. And I get that paralysis that of like, okay, let me finish it type of thing. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, oh crap, like now I gotta do it.
You've committed.
I've committed. So
you've got it. Although Chad says you can't do it, Steven, which I think is a typo. I like that it says you can't do it. We believe in you. Disney
it's that tough love.
Right? You will succeed or else. You've already told me I have to be there
3 times.
3 times to cheer you on. Beginning, middle, and end. I'm going to be up. Here's my fear. I'm up. I'm in it. I'll make a sign. I'll do whatever it is.
I didn't ask for a sign.
That's the cherry on top, okay? I'm going to do things. But it's also like, how do I know when you're going to be, where you're going to be? What if I miss you? How do I get between? Like, you're running. Like, I know how you're getting through it all. How are y'all thinking about doing the Disney parks in Tokyo? So we have a hotel booked that's not a Disney hotel because those aren't open yet, but we want to get into a Disney hotel. My friends today, I dropped them off and went back to bed.
And like, I was there the whole time.
You're going to want to see me, though. I'm going to have to be yelling at you. Like, Steven, look at me. I made it.
I'm like, okay, gotcha.
Oh,
Number 2.
1. You're going to have just like a little pen, like mark it on your arm. I want to do, so I forget what it is with like the Disney packages. I need to go back and look at it. I think it's 2 days for a hotel package in a Disney hotel. It's 2 days of park tickets. Maybe it's 3, but I think it's 2. And I want to do like 4 days in the parks.
So you're going to get 2 days?
I don't know how to do that. Can I add on like their packages are weird. Like their packages are set. So I got to figure it out. Cardboard cutout of Sarah on the side of the road. I could get back into my cardboard cutout days. Remember when I used to make cardboard cutouts of people and like bring them around? It was my brother. I made a couple, I feel like.
Yeah?
Yeah. I had so much time.
To be creative.
With my big bag that I carried around for the zombie
There
apocalypse.
you go, see?
There we go. That's what I could do. I could make cardboard cutouts and confuse the zombies. There we go. We're learning. We're improvising. So, we're coming up on the end of season 3 pretty soon of our podcast.
Yeah.
And what we've done so far, so this is this is not something that you and I have talked about, but every year so far we've tried to make like some kind of an upgrade or improvement, enhancement to our set or our show. And so I feel like last year was probably the biggest one, or this year was the biggest one, where we completely redesigned the podcast side and then we added this side. What are your plans? What are you thinking? Are we going to do like a big overhaul?
I don't think so. I think there are probably some minor tweaks that we could hang stuff
lights
up.
aren't on.
Oh, no, they're not.
We could turn the lights on. Maybe that's what we'll do.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think I have all my helmets. Now I am like caught up.
No.
Yeah, I'm caught. Like I don't have all the helmets in,
but you bought them.
But I have all the helmets that I could have. All the.
You'll never be all the way caught up though, because there's always going to be a helmet to pre-order.
But I mean, like the ones that are available, I have all of them that I know of.
But the two that you were missing before that were like the GameStop exclusive, we have those now. Yeah. So that new one, that one right there that you just got in.
Yeah.
That was the last one that you needed to like get caught up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, the Shadow and then
the
Incinerator.
Shadow. The Incinerator one is not my favorite. It's fine.
It's because it was an early one.
It was very early, but you could tell the difference, like just looking at that one next to the Rex one that's right there.
Yeah, the weathering.
Like the weathering, the quality, the materials used. Like, which one? Show us. Go grab them. Be careful you don't trip over all the helmets. Here, you want me to hold one?
So these were the last two that I was needing.
Oh, here. Oh, we're both on here. Make it look like a big old head.
So yeah, this is what Sarah was talking about. They're very, it's supposed to be like weathering chips, but they're very like intentional paint marks. So.
Like you can tell it wasn't actually weathered.
Or it wasn't even like a.
It's like a pattern that was like
printed on
it, and then but they didn't do any actual weathering. Like it's just the red stripe and then the gray over it. Like there's no weather to it.
Yeah, because if you look at like this weathering, it's got like multiple layers to it.
It's got dirt and variation. Yeah, so it is cool to see though, like how far they've come. So I'm glad you got it.
Yeah,
you're all caught up. But that means now we have the two, which I don't even think we've like shared those.
I mean, if you saw Maj,
because I think we shared our San Diego ones. Switch.
Oh.
These are so light.
Yeah.
Compared to this one. But these were our Atlanta helmets. Just add it to the stack.
The Jazzwares. Board Game Cantina is asking about the Jazzware Revan. Was it a helmet?
I thought those were collectible, like just.
Or is it just the figure?
Know. Tell us more, please. But yeah, so we have. I mean, you just pulled out 4 helmets that we have, and we still have more. So I think that's what. Kind of what I was. Jason is so jealous. That's what I was going to. What I was trying to, I guess, allude to maybe is like I think we need to figure out.
Oh, the space.
Because we have the helmets and they're all right here, but like they never get seen on camera because on yours you see, oh, you moved them and like now they're all kind of wonky. You see on yours.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. But you see like that row, and then I think whenever we're doing the podcast, you see the row closest to me, but you don't ever get to see them in all of their glory.
Yeah.
And I think we need to figure out a way to display them a little bit better.
See, I haven't seen that one.
Ooh.
Here,
I'll look it up.
But see, but there's also and this was where I was kind of like debating, is Disney now has their own helmets. So they have like the Trooper helmet, and then they have the Kylo, the light up Kylo, uh, which I thought it was cool.
Comes with like a cowl.
That's interesting. Is it a full helmet or is it just a front with a cowl?
I think it's a full helmet because it says there's a sizing band on the inside. Official adult Halloween helmet is what they are calling it.
A Druid Iron Man.
We have to figure out how to display Iron Mando. There's a Druid Iron Man in process.
See, and on that, because
Iron
like the Iron Mando is cool, but you need like a full body to see everything. Not, I mean, the helmet's cool, but you want to have like the whole thing. Like you have to. I'm trying to remember who it was built like a PVC pipe skeleton.
Oh,
So they could have like their entire costume, like standing up.
yeah.
I think that would be cool for something like that, and not like, just like standing,
Like a dynamic kind of a.
yeah, something that you could have it like more, posable.
I don't know. It freaks me out having like a life size, like a mannequin.
Oh
like
man,
that.
yeah.
Quality is in Black Series, but better than not having it at all. I think it's cool. It's cool that it has the like cowl that comes with it.
Yeah.
I don't think my dress form will cut it. We've done that. We've put costumes on my dress form.
Oh, we made the other dress forms too, or
we made like duct tape busts of us right before we started eating better like a year and a half ago. So now we look at it and we're like, look how far we've come. Revan is a full helmet. That Disney Kylo made me wonder if they intend to move away from Black Series.
Which on that board game, Hasbro has slowly started getting better. I think with like the Scout Trooper was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't too crazy about.
There's one.
Oh, the Rex one. I thought the Rex one they would do better for like in the line of stuff, because like a lot of the Trooper ones, it's the same mold. They're going to continue to use that same mold and change it out, because they have the incinerator, they have all the different ones, but they're just like different coloring. Oh, speaking of that, like look at that weathering compared to that one. It's the same thing but yellow.
Oh, that one's way better, and the color is way better too. Holoscan Database says he's working on his first Mando bucket. Black hole, here I come.
But the quality was like slowly getting better, and just the good enough. And I think that's the thing too, is like this is not comparing to like an EFX type of, or Duonovo type of helmet,
right,
or like one of the 501st type of helmets, but it's like a good where you could hang it up if you want to play with it, you put it on, like that type of feel.
Good enough.
But I think the Disney ones, like the clam, like it's a less quality.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, are they gonna go do it more premium with like Hasbro? Is they're gonna try to pick up better medium, like let Disney do the cheaper one that is like close to $100, and then do something that's $150 or $175, that price range, and then the big EFX is the $600 or $400 one, whatever.
I mean, that makes sense, right? Then you've got different price points for different people.
For collect, yeah.
Yeah. Marnie says late 2021, I got a printed tech helmet to put together to make sure I could see. It's still in the box in my closet. Wearing a helmet's, I don't like it.
I mean, the best thing about a helmet, like a printed helmet or like a custom helmet, well, really printed, because I think the molded ones, like they still have one size, but being able to fit, like scale a helmet down,
yeah,
to like fit our head. And then as far as like, you know, with my printer, I was able to do a one shot go, and then the inside of just like where you need padding, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Like it keeps it like super light, like you, as far as like compared to these other ones. And then as far as the size, it doesn't look super huge on your head. Like proportions look good.
You have to add the foam and padding to them. Yeah, we brought a lot. We brought like extra padding to Atlanta, and we're just like, here, do you need some?
Just
do you
in
need
case.
some? But it really is like on the Acolyte when his helmet was like a sensory deprivation helmet. I'm like, every time I have to wear a helmet for Mosh, I'm like, I can't hear anything. I can't see very well. Everything seems weird.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Oh, show Meredith your feet right now. Just a straight on kick. Finally got him. I don't remember which ones you had. I like that it's just like a random foot on my. It was good to see you, Galen. Did Savi's and Batu last December, and the quality of the hilt wasn't what I thought it would be. I have several of the legacy hilts, and they were much better.
Yeah. But I think they're giving, it's different price points. You've got which the legacy ones are pretty similar price to the Savis, but I think the Savis, you get the customization ability, and then I think the big thing is the being able to change the color of the hilt, the
Kyber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest draw to that.
It's more the novelty of customization.
And if the quality, I wish it was like not so thick. Like it felt more like they took the legacy internals and made it nice and small, and then you could.
But the reason they did that is because they have to have the hilt on its own that can change out a kyber crystal and then put pieces on top of that.
Yeah.
So that's why it gets like clunky and big.
It just felt like super heavy.
Yeah. Agreed. Steven's on Croc Finder. They're not Crocs. They're canes. Canes. Wish the pieces were a bit more snug. Yeah, I know I've had like problems with.
And then because you want to line it up.
But too. It doesn't like, if you tighten it all the way, they're not lined up all the way, and it's like, which one do you do? They're James. Not James. Canes. Excuse me. We had a whole conversation. Steven's very opposed to a Croc, so he is wearing.
I like these because they look like regular shoes.
I'm happy for you. I'm glad you found something that you like. Yeah. You have been on the hunt for like a water resistant shoe for a while. Now we can go on so many cruises. Can't wait to see you in a couple days. Carry on the Magic's in the house. Who's on a cruise right now?
Yeah.
You could use some canes or some Crocs.
Just don't go get them yet. Wait till I get an affiliate link. Then you could go buy them all up.
They're not on Amazon. We looked everywhere on the internet and everywhere in our town to try to find that one day. I think that's it, man. I think our time is.
We caught up.
We are now surrounded by helmets. There's too many. We're gonna have to move things to like even get out of the set now.
And start planning.
I think so.
I like looking at the wall of helmets.
I just think
I feel very proud. Just like seeing all the hunting.
It's a collection.
Yeah.
Like, I know you don't want to call it a collection. You're not a collector. But, like, this is your collection. You should be proud of it. So. You've done a good job. And you've done a beautiful job of displaying. You guys can't even see all of it, but it's like 3 rows.
We'll figure it out.
We'll get there. B loves her Chewy's Crocs. Cruise 2025. Look, we got cruise people up in here. All right. I think that's it, though. I think we're gonna call it. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us, though. We'll see you next time.
Bye.